In 1942, the world was burning. World War II had torn continents apart, and millions of people were on the move. Soldiers, refugees, prisoners of war. Among them was a column of exhausted Polish soldiers making their way through the mountains of Iran. Part of the Polish II Corps formed after Stalin released thousands of Poles from Soviet camps. One day, while stopping near the small village of Hamadan, they met a boy carrying a sack that moved. Inside was a small, frightened brown bear cub. The boy had found it after hunters killed its mother. The soldiers offered the boy some food and a pocket knife in exchange. The deal was made. The cub was theirs. They named him Wojtek, pronounced Wojtek, meaning the joyful warrior. At first, he fit in the palm of a hand. The soldiers fed him condensed milk from a bottle made out of an old vodka flask. He slept in tents, wrapped in blankets beside them at night. The men quickly realized that Wojtek wasn't just an animal. He was a companion, a spark of innocence in a world gone mad. He learned to stand upright, to march beside them, and even to salute. He would playfully steal clothes, eat anything he could find, and drink beer as if it were water. Soon, he became the mascot of the entire company. And more than that, their morale. Wherever the 22nd Artillery Supply Company went, Wojtek went too. Through Iraq, Syria, and Palestine, he became a familiar sight among Allied troops. But in 1944, when the unit was ordered to join the Italian campaign, there was a problem. Military transport regulations forbade animals on British ships. The soldiers refused to leave him behind, so they found a clever loophole. They officially enlisted Wojtek as a private in the Polish army. He received a serial number, a rank, and a paybook. His ration card even listed him as a soldier, and so Wojtek sailed with his comrades to Italy, not as cargo, but as a brother in arms. Then came Monte Cassino. It was one of the bloodiest battles of the war. The Allies needed to break through German defenses blocking the road to Rome. Day and night, artillery thundered. Ammunition had to be moved constantly under fire. That's when Wojtek did the impossible. Standing on his hind legs, he began carrying heavy crates of artillery shells, some weighing over 40 kilograms, from the supply trucks to the gun positions. He never flinched, never panicked, even as shells exploded nearby. The men worked alongside him in disbelief. The sight of a bear calmly hauling ammunition in the middle of battle became legendary. Wojtek became a symbol of courage, of loyalty, of the absurd humanity that can exist even in war. When the battle was over, the 22nd Company redesigned its emblem, a bear carrying a shell. It became their badge of honor. After the war, Wojtek and his comrades were stationed in Scotland. There, he lived as one of them, sharing beer, wrestling with the soldiers, and learning to salute visitors. He became a local celebrity, featured in newspapers, parades, and radio interviews. But when the Polish troops were demobilized, Wojtek's fate changed again. Unable to return to a homeland now under Soviet control, the soldiers had to find him a new home. Wojtek was sent to the Edinburgh Zoo in 1947. At first, he didn't understand. He waited for his unit to return, pacing, searching for familiar faces. And sometimes they did return. His old comrades visited, calling out to him in Polish. Wojtek would rise on his hind legs, wave his paw, and let out a deep, happy grunt. He still remembered. For years, he remained a local legend. The soldier bear who fought the Nazis. Wojtek lived until 1963. When he died, newspapers across Europe mourned him. But to the men who had marched, fought, and laughed with him, he had never been a zoo animal. He was a comrade, a friend, a piece of home. Wojtek's story reminds us that even in the most inhuman of times, something pure can survive. Loyalty, friendship, and the will to care. The bear who carried artillery shells didn't just help win a battle. He carried the humanity of an army on his shoulders.